Okay, good morning and good evening to everyone. So far we have discussed about SAP S4HANA SD and we have discussed about sales and distribution and also materials management, simplifications and changes. And in the today's class, we are going to discuss about SAP S4HANA inventory management, simplifications and changes. When I say simplifications and changes, what simplifications have been added to the inventory management module, or what simplified data model has been introduced to the inventory management, and what changes have been made to the existing data model structures, and what has been removed and what has been added. All the stuff we'll be discussing. Along with the changes and simplifications, we will also discuss about the conversion prerequisites, or the conversion activities, what we have to perform or what we have to take care, what you have to be taken care as part of the SAP S4HANA inventory management area. So this is our goal for the coming two classes. Probably in the today's class and tomorrow's class, we need to fully understand the inventory management related stuff. Okay, like as you know that inventory management of SAP is responsible for movement of goods, is responsible for taking care of movement of goods from one place to the other place. So that means when you look at any organization or any company, what is going to happen especially when you think about a manufacturing industry, we always change, we always move material from one place to other place. That means there are so many material movements. There are so many material movements happen in the plant. It could be like changing the material from one storage location to the other storage location, or changing the material or transferring the material from one plant to the other plant, or it could be like dispose the material when it is not good condition, when it is not, when it is a bad quality stock or the bad quality material, or you can scrap the material based on the situation of the material, or you can issue the goods. Okay, you can issue the goods to the customer as part of your outbound delivery process, that is using the movement type 601, or you can perform the goods receipt for the purchase order from the procurement side, the purchasing side. You can receive the goods, like you can perform the goods receipt as well, like you can use the movement type like 101 or 121, or sometimes you can perform the backflash. You can perform the backflash. So what is the backflash? Any idea? Does anyone know what is the backflash? Especially it's related to PP side, production planning side. What is the backflash? Okay.
No idea.
So backflash means it is like this. For example, in order to produce a car, in order to produce a car, let us say you need 200 components, or you need 500 components, or you need uh, 600 components. Let us say we need a number of components to produce the car. That 600 components includes, the 600 components include like some bolts and nuts, some left panel, right panel, or the back panel, front panel, or wheel, front wheel, back wheel, side wheel, or front glass, side glass, back glass. there are wheel, engine, there are many components, right? What we use to produce a car, to manufacture a car. You understood that? That is what we need, right?
Yes.
Okay. Chandra, when you need all these things, like you may not assign all the things at one time, right? You may not in the assembly line, when the car is moving in the assembly line, you know that, right? How the manufacturing happens, especially for
Yes.
the heavy equipment or automobile side. So you have an assembly line. You will be having an assembly line where the body of the car is moving from one line to, or one place to, one stop to other stop. The car keeps, the body of the car keeps moving, slowly keeps moving, and when it passes the different stages, when it passes the different points, it will, at one point, the point one, someone will assign the wheels. At second point, someone will assign like glass. Someone will assign like engine. Like that, you keep assembling the things, right? That is what is assembly line. What is assembly line? Assembly line is the place where you assemble the product. So your car comes from the paint shop. Like when initially, the manufacturing process starts with welding, and then like stamping, and then painting, and after the painting, like the car with body, it completes its painting, and then the assembly side, on the assembly section or assembly department. So when it enters to the assembly departments, what is going to happen in the assembly line? All the production people exist in their locations, and the car keeps moving, and when it keeps moving, they assemble the product one by one. So now the point is, when when the final car is ready, we might have used 200 components or the 300 components or the 400 components, right? We know that, right? And at this point, do you think that each and every bolt, you come to the system and update, yes, I use this product and I use this product, is it really good to consume all the 300 products one by one 300 times in the system? Because I mean to say that when you use any component, you have used four wheels, you have used four windows, or you have used one engine, you have used six panels. When you use all these panels individually, do you think is it really possible every time when you use it, you come back to the system and update that I used this component, I consumed this component, I consumed this door, I consumed this panel? Is it really good to do this activity? Is it really worth it to perform that kind of activity? Sai or Chandra?
No.
No, right? So that is the reason. That is the reason what we do when the car becomes complete car. When the car is ready, or when the car is a complete car, you know what happens? We know that, right? We know that, right? What are the components required to make a car? We know that, right? In the system, in the system, we might have defined the BOM, right? We might have defined the bill of material. You agree with me? In the system, we already defined the system. We already instructed the system or make a BOM saying that to make this car one, we need all these components. We know that, right? Am I correct?
Yes.
So
Yes.
then when a car is complete, in the sense, we might have used all these 300 components or the 500 components. Am I correct?
Yeah.
When the car
Yeah.
is ready means, if the car is ready means we might have already used 500 components. You know what we do when the car becomes full car? Okay, then we'll come to the system. They consume all the 500 products at one time, because we need to update the system, right? How many products have been used to produce a car? You understood? So that is what called backflash. That is what called backflash. So consumption of the all the materials which are required to produce a car whenever the car is ready. Whenever the car is ready, since we know that all those 500 products are required to produce a car, we consume in the system. In the system, we update, we perform an activity called backslash, which is a movement type 261. So like this, whether it is a backslash or a goods return or goods issue or goods receipt or scrap or dispose. Okay, there are many like other, the stock transfer, whatever it is the movement, everything will be taken care by the inventory management module. Every movement of goods is taken care by the inventory management of the SAP module. So now we are going to talk about what changes and what simplifications, what changes and what simplifications are applicable, or what simplifications and what changes have been made by SAP with respect to the inventory management. So that is what we are going to discuss in the coming like one or the two classes. Probably we require two classes because I just want to go very detailed. I don't want to just complete just like that. Okay, we'll go in detail. So now the very first thing what you have to take into consideration, the very first change or the very first activity what we need to consider as part of inventory management simplifications and the changes is like, let me make a notepad. Okay. The one is taking care of blocked customer or blocked supplier. So what does it mean? So as part of your system conversion process, there might be uh, many blocked customers or blocked vendors, right? You agree with me? There are when you are doing the system conversion from SAP ERP to the SAP S/4HANA, in our source system, there might be many blocked customers or there might be many blocked vendors, right? Do we need to take care or you can just ignore? What do you think? When, like, I mean, uh, whenever you have a blocked customer or whenever you have a blocked supplier, and with respect to all our material documents, with respect to all our special stocks, with respect to all our reservations, or with respect to all our physical inventory documents. So whatever the material documents, whatever the special stock, or whatever the physical inventory document, whatever the open reservations available in the system, do you just keep those things as it is as part of our conversion with respect to inventory management, or what do you think? What do you feel? That means while you are doing the system conversion, when you are doing the system conversion from SAP ERP to the SAP S/4HANA, with respect to inventory management, we have to take care of many documents, many materials documents, or special stocks, or physical inventory documents, or reservations. We need to handle when those material documents, when those special stocks, when those physical inventory documents are associated with the blocked customers or the blocked suppliers. I mean to say that, let us say there are some material documents, that are related to customer or supplier which are having the blocked indicator. What do you think? Do you really require all those material documents which has the blocked customers, which has the blocked suppliers. Do we need to keep those things in the SAP S/4HANA as open, or what do you think? What is the good idea?
Not required.
Not required, right?
Yeah.
Because though it is a material document, but the customers and the suppliers, you can say the business partners associated with this material documents are already blocked because no point of using that. So that's why what you can do, you can archive that. The first primary activity, the primary task of any consultant to handle the system conversion project with respect to the inventory management is we need to archive. We need to archive all the materials that are related to the customer and supplier which are having the blocked indicator. So that is the first thing. Let me make a note of it. Material documents. Okay, material documents that are I don't want to write customer and the vendor. I can say that the business partners, like the people, especially customer and vendors, needs to be archived. Okay, this is the first thing. And then the second point, the second important fact, second important activity. So if you have any special stock, if you keep any special stock for the like blocked vendor or blocked customer, do you really need to keep them? We don't need, right? Any special stocks that related to the customer or supplier, do we need to keep or we can just delete it? What do you think? We don't need, right? We cannot keep the special stock for the customer. You cannot keep the special stock for the vendor, right? Which the vendor who are having the blocked indicators, who are blocked for the business. We don't need, right?
Yes.
So that means that also need to be taken care. And then the physical inventory document. So if any physical inventory document associated with the blocked customer, okay, and blocked vendor, we don't need. You can archive or you can delete. And also open reservations. Do you know what is reservation? In inventory side, especially from the purchasing part, procurement side, what we do sometimes, like we reserve some stock to the some special purpose. We have a process of from the procurement side. We have a process of reserving the stock for for a special reason, for a specific purpose. So if you keep any open reservation, if you keep any open reservation for the customer or vendor who is having the blocked indicators, what do we need to do? You need to, that must be deleted. You cannot keep that, right? You don't need to keep that. So if the customer or vendor is already deleted, we can simply delete that open reservation as well. And also, okay, what you can do, what else you can do? Finally, apart from this, okay, you can also, okay, you can also delete or you can remove the customer that means any customer or any vendor having the blocked indicator, if they have the data at the plant or the storage location level, that has to be removed. Okay, you need to remove all the customers and suppliers who has the plant and storage location data. You can remove those people from the system. So these are all the basic things and main activities what we need to perform as part of SAP ERP to the S/4HANA system conversion with respect to the blocked customers and with respect to the blocked vendors. And now, how to do this? Like we understood that we need to remove, we need to delete, we need to block. So now the point is how to identify. We need to know, right, how to identify the blocked customer data, okay, or how to identify the blocked supplier data. or how to identify the material documents, special stocks, physical inventory document, or open reservations of the plant and store locations that are related to the blocked customer or the blocked supplier data. We need to know, right? So I'm going to explain you. I'm going to explain you using what transaction code or using what table we can identify all the blocked customers, we can identify all the blocked vendors, or we can identify all the material document which has the blocked customer, or all the material document which has the blocked supplier, all the special stock which has the blocked customer, which has the blocked vendor. And also, I'm going to explain you all the table related to all the tables which can help you to identify this data. I'm going to explain you all the simplification notes, the SAP notes, which gives a brief idea, which help you to take care of this activity. Okay. So you can say determination of relevance, because if you have the data in the system, you need to identify the relevancy, right? Which data is relevant for this simplification. You need to know. So I'm going to explain you how to determine the relevance, with respect to this chain. And first of all, you can go to the K1B1 table. So what is this table? Customer table, right? You can go to the K1B1 table, and if in case the customer is blocked, okay, you know that there is a field called CVP underscore XBLCK underscore B is set. If the field in KNB1, that is, if the field CVP underscore XBLCK underscore B field is set in the K1B1 table, that means all those customers are blocked. All those customers are blocked. And then you can take an action. So let me go there. I hope system is good, right?
Yes, yes.
This is all very important and as part of the system conversion. For the new implementation, it may not helpful, but the system conversion very important, even for the system landscape transformation also very important. And what is the percentage of the system conversion projects which you will come across? If 100 projects are there, what do you think? How many projects related to system conversion? How much percent of projects related to system conversion? How much percent of the projects are related to the implementation?
90%.
Yes,
90% of conversion.
even 98. That means already 75 to 80% of ERP market is dominated by SAP, right? You know that, right?
Yeah.
Close to 80% of market is used. 80% of clients are using the ERP as SAP, and only very few percent. And out of those few percent, maybe very less people try to come to the SAP. Maybe there are other small customers are using non-SAP, other products. So that way you will be seeing that more than 95% of the projects are system conversion projects, and 5% of the projects are new implementations. But still, we need to know. We don't know what kind of projects we are going to assign. Okay. This is the ECC system. Chandra?
No, I guess.
Yes, that is a easy system. Yeah.
Mhm.
No?
Yes, yes, yes. I think
Yeah, it's a ECC. CC.
yes,
I
yes,
used it. Yeah, ECC.
showing some web BW. Okay.
Looks BW, but it's not BW, it seems. You see? If any customer is having the blocked indicator, it will be having X. Okay. You can go to the KNB1 table, K1B1 table, and set this one. So what do you see? Are there any customers in this current system? No, right? Okay.
No.
So if in case you apply a blocked indicator, what is going to happen? You are going to see this that customer as like X in the table KN B1. So like this, using this table, you can identify all the customers, okay, who are all having the blocked indicator. And then in the similar way, how can you identify the blocked vendors? What is the table? Some people might be knowing. LF B1. KN, most of vendor related table starts with K, and vendor related table starts with L, and the customer related table starts with the K. So if you go to the LFB1, and again the same field, okay? Okay. So there are close to 2,749. No, it looks I didn't put the indicator, right? Okay. So no vendor is blocked as well. If in case, if any vendor is having the block, so you can identify, you can find out list of vendors blocked for blocked in the system, or list of customers blocked in the system. You can identify using the LFB1 or KNB1, where the field name is CVP underscore X block underscore B, or CVP underscore the same field. The field name in both K1B1 and also LFB1 is the same. That way you can understood. And then how can you identify? How can you identify the material document, or the special stocks, or the physical inventory documents, or open reservations, or the plants and the store locations related to the blocked customers? How can you identify? So there are some tables. Okay, you can use like go to note. So you can use MKOL table. You can use MSEC table. Okay, you can use MSLV table. You can use MSSL table. Okay, or you can also use RKPF table. Okay, like this, there are some other tables as well. Basically, these are the primary tables. Okay, using these tables, you can identify all the material documents which has the blocked customers, special stocks which has the blocked business partners, physical inventory documents which has the blocked people, open reservations which has the blocked people. So if you go there, you can find out. If you go to the MSEC, what is the MSEC table? Material document header or material document item?
Item.
Material document item. Header table, MKPF.
MKPF.
So using all these tables, and you can verify whether this table, I mean, are there any material documents which has the blocked customers or the blocked vendors. Okay, if you pass over all the blocked customers or if you pass over all the blocked vendors in the given tables like MSEC table or like ISEC table or MKOL table or MSKU table, its system gives all the list of material documents, all the list of physical inventory documents, all the list of open reservations which has the blocked customers, it can display. So that's why like you can find out the you can identify the uh, relevancy of your you can say that with respect to the blocked customers or with respect to the blocked vendors. Okay, and then like the next part is when you use that what is the use of MEGO? What is the use of MEGO? MEGO, what is the beauty of MEGO? What can you do using the MEGO?
You can check the material document, you can perform goods receipt, or you can.
Mainly, we can perform the goods receipt, and we will post the stock, and we can sometimes inbound delivery also we can use. So multi-purpose we can use for MEGO.
Multi-purpose. That is the correct word. Multi-purpose. So what kind of multi-purpose? Using the MEGO, okay. What we can do? We can post the goods receipt. Basically, using the MEGO, you can post goods receipt with reference to an inbound delivery. First thing, you can post the goods receipt. You can perform the PGR, the goods receipt, with reference to a inbound delivery, or we can cancel a goods receipt. We can cancel a goods receipt with reference to the inbound delivery, or we can perform like we can do the return delivery by reference to your material document posted in the system, or also you can like a new material document can also be created as a successor document for the inbound delivery. So these are all the activities, multiple activities which we can perform using the MEGO document. So when just give me 30 seconds, okay? Okay, so basically like these are the multiple activities performed here. So what is going to happen now in SAP S4HANA? Now in SAP S4HANA, what SAP is going to do? SAP is going to remove multiple transactions. SAP is going to remove many transactions, okay? And SAP is replacing, and SAP would like to replace all those transactions with MEGO transaction. So that means I'm not sure how many transactions you are familiar. Not sure how many transactions are familiar, which you can use to do goods receipt, stock transfer, or display the material document. Okay, and there are many uh, MB transactions. In simple words, there are many MB transactions available in the systems. In the new system, what is going to happen in the new system, that is in SAP S4HANA system, what is going to happen? All MB transactions. I will tell you what are all MB transactions we will see. We will see in few minutes. All MB, all the transactions, all the transaction codes starting with MB will be replaced. Okay, will be replaced. Have been replaced with a transaction code called MEGO. So whatever the transaction code we discussed, all those other transactions will be replaced with the MEGO. So let us see like what are the MB transactions. Can anyone tell me what are the MB transactions you are familiar?
MB1C,
MB,
MB0102.
okay, we start with MB01, MB01, MB02, MB03, and MB04 also there we might not usually come across. The other one is MB0A, right? MB0A and also MB1A, MB1B, MB1C. These are the very popular. Okay, MB1B, sorry, MB1A, MB1A, and MB1C. And other than that, we do have some other transaction codes, but we may not see very frequent. But let me write like MBST only. Okay, this one. There are other things, but generally like we may not usually frequently used. Okay, but for a reference, I can write. Okay, like MB31, MBNL, MBRL, MBSF, okay, MBSL, and also MBPM. So these are all the transaction codes. All these transaction codes are replaced with MEGO transaction. Okay, let me go to the system. I will explain what is the role of these T codes. So this is what we always use, right? This is the goods receipt. So when you want to enter, like stock in the system, what we use, because all most of like non-MM consultants like SD consultant, we are familiar. We use MB1C to push the stock for the testing purpose. Whenever you are performing any activity in the system, like outbound delivery or the goods issues or the goods receipt, when you need some stock, we go to the like MB1C and we perform the goods receipt using the MB1C. As you know that we use the moment type 561, and then like you can say, okay, MB01. So whenever this MB01 is the transaction code which we use like to perform the goods receipt. Whenever you wanted to perform the goods receipt against the purchase order, we use the MB01. So like and also MB02. MB02, like if you want to change any material document, for any data for the material document in the system, we use the MB02. In the similar way, there is one important T code MB03. So this is in MB03. Whenever if you want to see when the especially we use most frequently use this MM side, even from SD side also. If you want to know when the material document was created, who like for example, if you want to see the goods issue details of a outbound delivery, and if you want to see what is the material document number and when it was created and who it was created, by whom it was created, okay, and what is the headed data and what is the quantity and from what location to what location to be transferred. So these kind of details will be available in the material document. Is it from the MM side or the SD side? So then what we can do, you can use MB03 transaction code and you can display the material document information. Let me just looks happens. But anyway, I'm not going to dig more because I just want to explain what is the use of this T code and how it is going to replace by the MEGO transaction. In the similar way, the other transaction codes are okay, MB1A and MB1B. Okay, so MB1A and MB1B is like whenever you wanted to enter the goods issue in the system, or for example, especially when you want to do the stock transfer between the store locations, what is the transaction code we use? We use the MB1B. So MB1B MB1B is the transaction code which is used to transfer the stock from the storage location to the storage location, like 311. You know that, right? 311 is the movement type which we use the transfer the stock from the one storage location to the other storage location. So now, these are all the different transactions, all transactions starting with the MB in SAP ERP. But in the future, in SAP S4HANA, what is going to happen? All these transaction codes are going to replace, being replaced with the MEGO transaction. Actually, for your information, MEGO is not the new transaction in the S4HANA. MEGO is the transaction which was already available in the SAP ERP as well, but it was not as a default. In SAP ERP or SAP S4HANA, in SAP S4HANA, it was not the default, but now it become the default transaction code. Okay, it's a default for everything. Everything can be done in the MEGO transaction. Okay. Okay. So this is the transaction code, which you can perform multiple activities, even for the stock transfer, even from the scrapping the material, even from the dispose the material, even from the issue the goods, not regular issue, not from SD side, in issuing the goods in the MM side. Okay, even for enter the goods receipt, enter the stock. So whatever the requirement it is, everything can be taken care, everything can be done by the MEGO transaction in SAP S4 HANA. So that is the the major thing with respect to the transaction code, with respect to the transaction code T code. Okay, and if I go to the this system, I'm going to show you what is going to happen when you use these T codes. So now we are in SAP S4HANA 1809 system. Now I log into SAP S4HANA 1809 version system, because as you know that we have multiple, our server access is provided with SAP ERP, SAP S4HANA 1709, SAP S4HANA 1809. We have 3 different servers here. So if you want to compare the data between SAP ERP to the SAP S4HANA, you can do that, and you can also compare SAP S4HANA 1709 version to the SAP S4HANA 1809 version as well. You can do whatever the play with the system, you can play here.
Yeah, 1610 also available. Yes, for IDS is the 1610.
Correct. IDS also available. It's up to you. The based on your time, you can play with the system. So now I logged into SAP S4HANA 1809. So if I get into the MB01, we will see what is going to happen. Okay. You see what the system is saying that? The system is saying that MB01 is obsolete. Why? Why? Because SAP is recommending to use MEGO transaction, for all activities of inventory movements. Whatever the inventory movement you do, whether it is the transfer between the storage locations, whether it is the post goods receipt against the PO, whether it is the post goods receipt against some other return order, or if it is a transfer between the plants, or if it is transfer posting or a material posting. Okay, whatever the activity it is SAP is suggesting, use MEGO transaction. That's why whenever you try to use MB01, it is saying that the transaction MB01 is obsolete. And if you want to find the details, if you want to verify the details, you can go to the SAP note 2210569. If you go to the note, SAP note 2210569, the description of this note is obsolete material inventory management transactions. Okay, if you get into that note, the note description, the note information, the note contains the information related to obsolete material inventory management transactions. So this note will tell you what are all the transactions codes have been obsoleted and replaced with what transaction code. You know that all the transaction codes are replaced with the MEGO transaction. Okay, and even if you, I don't want to go to all the transactions, but we'll go like just 2 more transactions. Okay. Okay, even for the MB1C, that metal posting also, it is saying the same thing. Transaction is obsolete. I will just try with MB1A or MB1B. Okay, you get the same message because all MB related transactions have been removed from the system, have been replaced by the MEGO transaction. Okay. Okay, and like just for your information, I repeated, all MB related transactions have been replaced with MEGO, that is MEGO transaction code. Or if you want to use any kind of BAPI for automatic goods transfers, for automatic goods movement in the system, for creating, you can use BAPI underscore goods movement underscore create function module. You can use the function module BAPI underscore goods movement underscore create to create all the goods movements automatically in the system. You need in order to schedule, in order to write a program, in order to make it automatic in the system, you need some function module to use it, right? If it is manual, we can use MEGO. Am I correct? If it is manual approach, we can use MEGO to perform everything. But when you work with developer to write a program to make it automatic process, like to do the goods receipt or to do the transfer, whatever it is, then what you can use the function module that is BAPI underscore goods movements underscore create. If in case you want to cancel the goods movement, if in case you want to cancel any goods movement, what you can do, the same function module, I mean most of the percent of name is same, you can use the cancel. So using these two, like basically all, I can put like this, I can put my statement like this: all MB related transactions have been replaced by like MEGO transaction, or the BAPIs, like one BAPI is BAPI underscore goods movement underscore create, and the other BAPI is BAPI underscore goods movement underscore cancel. So using these three things, either MEGO or BAPI underscore movement underscore create BAPI, or the other BAPI is BAPI underscore goods movement underscore create, which you can display using the function module transaction code. You know that, right? What is the T code for display the program in SAP? What is the T code to display the program? SE38, right? SE38 is the transaction code to display the program. Whereas, what is the T code to display the function module? What is the T code to display the function module? SE37. For displaying any function module, any baddie or any function, any kind of function module, we can use the function module transaction code SE37. If you want to display the program, that is SE38. You can see here. And the last with respect to the transaction code, change in inventory management side is okay. That is MMBE underscore OLD. So we know that actually it's already like not been, it's stopped using, like almost like 10-15 years onwards, 10-15 years back itself, we stopped using, right? Though it is available previously. If I go to SAP ERP system, It is just available. We are not using, and nobody was using, but still it was just available, right? See, in SAP now I am in SAP ERP. Now I am in SAP ERP. So in SAP ERP, I can view the stock. I can see the stock status. Okay, I can use either MMBE underscore old, that is the old transaction, or I can simply use a MMBE transaction. Okay, I can simply use the MMBE. You know what happens? What happens in SAP S4HANA? This MMBE underscore old has completely obsoleted. So that's the reason if I come back, now I'm coming back to the SAP S4HANA. When I'm trying to execute MMBE underscore OLD transaction code, the system is saying that it has been obsolete, and you can still verify the note 2210569. So now what is the other option? SAP is suggesting only use, do not use like MMBE underscore old anymore. Please use MMBE alone. Just use MMBE alone. Okay. You see, now you see the stock overview using the MMBE transaction code. This is the other thing. And also alternatively, so that means in SAP S4HANA, you can view the stock status. You can view the stock status. You can see the stock overview using MMBE transaction code, or you can also use a Fiori app. The corresponding Fiori app is also available. The corresponding Fiori app is also available in SAP S4HANA. That means in the SAP S4HANA, we can use the system stock. We can see the stock overview using two things. One is MMBE transaction code. The other way is using the Fiori, SAP Fiori stock overview app. There is an app available in Fiori, that is a stock overview. Using these two things you can see, and especially MMBE underscore old transaction code has been removed or obsoleted in the SAP S4HANA system. Okay, this is all about inventory management part 1. This is all about inventory management part 1, and we will be discussing part 2 and part 3 tomorrow and after tomorrow class. In the tomorrow class, what we are going to do, we are going to discuss in the tomorrow's class, we are going to discuss SAP S4HANA inventory management simplified data model with respect to the data model. When I say data model, we are going to discuss about what tables have been replaced, what tables have been removed, what tables have been obsoleted. We'll see like all the simplified data model with respect to the SAP S4HANA inventory management in the tomorrow section, that is SAP S4HANA inventory management part 2, like simplifications and changes, part 2 of inventory management in the tomorrow session. Okay, please join tomorrow class at 9:30 p.m. 9:30 p.m. Just 30 minutes later in India time. It is SAP. Sorry, it is like 7 o'clock, 7 a.m. IST for Indian team members, and for US team members 9:30 p.m. EST. Okay. And I just a few minutes before starting the class, I have shared all the recordings of the previous classes except yesterday recording. I will share that one also after converting it. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, team.
Thank you and have a nice day. Thank you so much.
Thank you.